Good afternoon, everybody. Now, Keir Starmer, the leader of the Labour Party in the UK, is gender confused. Now, that's not to say he's gender confused himself about himself. He's clearly a man, and I think he would say that he's a man. At least I hope so anyway, because that really would be confusing if he couldn't say that. But no, he's confused about the whole issue of gender, which really isn't confusing because there is no such thing as a difference between gender and sex. This was actually an idea that was created back in the 1950s by some people like John Money and others who did some very, very unethical experiments on some poor children who were victims of those experiments who did not give their informed consent. And if you want to look that up, you can look up John Money and you can see how one of the victims of his experiments on gender actually eventually committed suicide and so on. But no, I'm really more here to talk about Keir Starmer because he was on an interview on a radio station in the UK and he was asked, I'm not going to put the question as it was asked. I'm going to use a euphemism, but he was asked, can women have male organs? I think you know what, if you look at the clip, you'll see he uses the more explicit word there. Can women have male organs or a male organ? And he couldn't give a straight answer. And he was, we need to, be respectful in the debate. And it's, we shouldn't frame the question in this way and all these kind of things. Whereas really, if you have a basic knowledge of science and biology, you would be able to answer to that question. Do women have male organs? No, they don't. Only men have male organs and men do not have wombs or cervixes. Men cannot give birth, etc., etc. It's very clear. There is no confusion to this question. So it is very, very bizarre that you have the leader of the second largest political party at the moment, hopefully it won't stay that way, cannot give a straight answer to a straight biological question. But then a few months ago, neither could Boris Johnson, the leader of the party in power, the Prime Minister. He struggled as well when he was asked about that a few months ago. It's just very bizarre what's going on with this. I mean, no one would have even blinked an eyelid about this 5 years ago. Can a woman have a penis? No. The answer, basically. It's so obvious, but the worse than, someone here who's in a position of power, potentially could be the Prime Minister. I certainly hope not. I'm going to do my very best to make sure he never becomes the Prime Minister in the Heritage Party, and we have common sense on this. I mean, clearly, there are men and women. You cannot change your sex. Obviously you can dress up in the clothes of the opposite sex. You can pretend to be the opposite sex. It doesn't mean you are the opposite sex. And that's our position. It's a scientific position. It's a biological position. It is just simply what is true and common sense. But the problem is they're going into schools and you've got activist teachers and you've got activist in external groups sending visitors into schools to bring this kind of confusion to very young children and spread the confusion about gender all over the place when they shouldn't be doing it. I mean, we should let kids be kids and not confuse them with this gender ideology. And, if people want to discuss it when they're over 18 or 16, whatever, have a bit of a laugh about it, make a few jokes about it, great. But it's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. And, we need to find our way back to reality. Seriously.